Sweet.
There are any machines?
Nice.
I've just gotta keep telling myself I'm better off here than dead.
Hey,
Do something for you?
over here.
Sure thing.
Hey, Valentine.
What? Oh, sorry. Just got my head full of what Dima was talking about. It's a bit of a shock. What do you think he is, really? Family?
Before I answer, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll keep. Don't worry. I just need to figure this all out.
It's hard to deny it, Nick. Similarities are pretty obvious.
I spent a long time wondering if the Institute had made any other prototypes. If I was just a failure, or they gave up, or just plain got bored. I always thought I was just more of their discarded trash. I never thought of the possibility that someone wanted me out. Helped me escape. There's got to be some kind of proof out there. What really happened between me and Dima? I'd appreciate it if we could keep an eye out.
What kind of proof would we be looking for?
I don't know, but our best bet is to keep looking into Dima and Acadia.
Of course, Nick. We'll find something.
Thanks. I know we don't have much to go on. Just keep me in mind if you find something that might give us some answers.
Hey.
I'm listening.
Nick,
Need something?
your thoughts?
Traveling alone.
Your thoughts?
Should we get a move on?
Your thoughts?
You know, winter looked even worse than I expected for a 200-year-old ghoul.
Your thoughts?
You're one hell of a...
That's all.
Suit yourself.
Maybe someday more places in the world
Hey
will
there.
accept us for who we are. If it weren't for Acadia, I'd be dead. No question about it. I have my hands full helping my people.
Well, where are the local police?
Fresh shipping.
I really hope you find someone to help, but it's not me.
Protect your loved ones with my fine hand cannons.
I'll be straight with you. It's never easy to ask anyone on this island for help, much less a stranger. But I've got a responsibility to these people, and I have a job for you if you're up for it. Besides, I know you're tougher than you look.
Just tell me the problem.
We get our drinking water from a purifier not far outside of town. We had a bad storm not long before you got here, and it must have damaged the fog condensers that protect the road to the purifier. I sent Howard Dunbar out to fix them. He was out there when the Mirelurks hit us, and I'm afraid they might have got him, too. I was hoping you might go have a look. If the worst happened, maybe you could get those fog condensers back online. If you're up to it, just head south out of town. It's paying work, of course. I wouldn't ask a stranger to stick their neck out on our behalf, unless I was willing to pay a fair share for it.
What exactly are these fog condensers? How do they work?
Well, I'm no engineer, but the way it was explained to me, each fog condenser pulls in the air around it and then condenses it into liquid. The point being, the fog doesn't get past them. They make a barrier that protects the town. No fog means that all the nasty things living in it stay in it. They don't venture out too often. The fog's their home, I guess. The fog condensers eat up a lot of power, but we've got a wind farm that takes care of that. As long as the turbines stay charged, we stay safe.
Am I gonna need any tools or parts if I have to make these repairs on my own?
The fog condensers need their power modules replaced, but Howard took the only spares we had. Either way, you're gonna have to find him first.
Am I gonna need...
The fog condensers need their power... Either way...
All right. I'll head out there now.
Good. Our water supply won't last much longer.
Avery.
I hope the harbor's being good to you. At this point, I'd settle if folks were just plain civil.
What's the history of this place?
Well, this whole dock used to belong to the Mariner, when the fog started getting thicker. Family by family, homestead by homestead, people were kicked out of their homes inland. The Mariner was kind enough to let people stay. The harbor just kind of grew out of that charity.
The only thing that kept you stowaways alive. That and the mainlander.
Mainlander? What kept us safe was Harbormen and the firepower I sold them. Want supplies? Tell you what. Apply that big old brain of yours to dealing with the real threat. Those children of Adam whack jobs.
Haven't you fouled up things enough, Alan? And now you mean to make it worse?
They're still alive, aren't they? Figure I got a whole lot more work to do.
No deal. but this isn't the last of it.
Take your time.
Sure the hell looks like it to me.
What's the history of this place?
Well, when the fog started getting thicker. Family by family, homestead by homestead. The Mariner was kind enough to let people stay. The harbor just kind of grew out of that.
You know of anyone that could...
The Mariner and Cassie Dalton are the only...
What's there to do in town?
Brooks sells general goods. Teddy Wright's in back of his shop, and he can patch you up if you need it. Besides that, the Last Plank's a popular stop for booze and what have you. And lastly, well, if you need a gun, see Alan Lee.
I have to go.
Be well.
Ah, you there. Are you that detective I've heard about?
Who said I was a detective?
Mayor Avery said that someone new had arrived on the island, investigating a missing person. That must be you.
Seems word travels fast around here.
I haven't been able to find any of the local police force. The Louts? I don't want to start a panic, but, well, we may have a murder on our hands, and we need an outside set of eyes.
Where did the crime take place?
At the Cliff's Edge Hotel, just north of the town. Will you help us solve this heinous crime?
Who's the victim?
Well, we want to keep this out of the tabloids, but it's Ezra Parker, the financier of the hotel. Please, you must help us. Every moment we wait, our residents are at risk.
Who are your employers?
I shouldn't say out here in the open, but my employers are quite wealthy, as are the other patrons of the hotel. Will you help us? There may still be a murderer.
Who are your employers?
I'm afraid that's...
Oh?
Please,
Is this conversation on the clock?
Oh, yes. Well, I suppose I do have a bit of petty cash on me that I could provide for your time. Will you help us? There may...
This type of investigation usually requires a retainer.
Oh, you're a private investigator, not an employee of the state. Well, yes, then I suppose a retainer can be arranged. Will you help us? There may...
If there may be a murderer, I'm gonna need some danger pay as well.
I'm afraid that any further...
If there may be a murderer...
I'm afraid that any...
If there may be a murderer...
I'm afraid that's all I have on me. But my employers are, well, rather wealthy, and I can definitely put a word in for you. Will you help us? There may still be a murderer at large.
I suppose I could take a look?
I'm afraid that any further negotiation... Please, you...
Okay, I'll help.
Oh, thank goodness. Shall I guide you to the Cliff's Edge Hotel now?
Where is it again?
The Cliff's Edge Hotel, just up the coast from town. You really can't miss it. Shall we be off?
Go ahead. I'll meet you there.
Very good. I shall meet you at the main entrance to the hotel.
Bait shop's got everything you need.
Don't let the island catch you off guard.
Captain Avery's all right, I
Buy my
guess.
guns.
If you got caps, I got goods.
I need to talk to you about a missing synth.
Yeah? Well, it's not something I talk about with outsiders. So you can either buy something or move along.
If that synth got lost somewhere on the island, he could be in real trouble. Don't you care about that?
Look, friend, no offense. What I care about is my...
Ah, that famous Bar Harbor hospitality. How could you not love it?
It grows on you. Will there be anything else?
I'm working with Chase. She told me that your designation is L792.
Okay, I believe you. Keep it down, all right? It's real private information. I know the synth you're talking about. He's a younger guy. Maybe early 20s with white hair. Goes by the name Derek. Thing is, he showed up way earlier than he was supposed to. Thought a courser was on his tail, so he rushed the timetable. To be honest, the guy was a wreck. He was scared shitless, looking over his shoulder every 5 minutes and attracting unwanted attention. Tried to calm him down, but he panicked and ran off into the fog. That was the last I saw of him.
Can you tell me anything else? I'm gonna need more information than that if I'm gonna find the synth.
I wish I had more to give you. He disappeared into the fog, and I haven't seen him since.
You let him run off alone?
What the hell was I supposed to do? I'm on my own here. Look, if you're really going after that synth, I'm pretty sure he took the road south out of town. Maybe you could head that way. Just be careful out there. And thanks. There aren't many who'd go out in the fog to help a synth, especially one they don't even know. I feel like shit about what happened. I really do. I hope you can make it right.
Brooks?
You know, when I'm feeling down, a little commerce always cheers me up.
No, thanks.
Another time.
Nice. Looks like Howard didn't make it. I'll have to repair the fog condensers myself.
We need those fog condensers working as soon as possible.
Those fog condensers are back online.
Good. Our water supply was starting to get low. Wasn't sure how much longer we could hold out. Did you find Howard?
He didn't make it.
I should never have let him go out there alone. Well, I said it was paying work. 200 caps should be enough.
Captain, nobody's gonna want to help you out unless you're prepared to pay a fair wage.
Well, I can't argue with that. I suppose I could spare a little more. I can give you 250 caps.
Keeping everyone supplied with water is worth a lot more than that.
You drive a hard bargain, Mainlander. I'll give you 300 caps.
Howard Dunbar died trying to get this job done. His life was sure as hell worth more than that, and so is mine.
You're squeezing blood from a stone, stranger. I can give you 400, but not a cap more. Now here's your pay. I've got to start making arrangements for Howard. So I'll say goodbye.
Avery.
I hope the harbor's being good to you.
Is there...
Don't know if you've chatted up the Mariner. I know Cassie Dalton was asking around, but...
Keeping everyone supplied with water is worth...
You drive a hard bargain, man.
Howard Dunbar...
You don't know when to quit, do you?
Howard Dunbar died...
You're squeezing blood from a stone, stranger. Now here's your pay. I've got to start making arrangements for Howard. So I'll say goodbye.
Avery.
I hope the harbor's being good to you.
A lot of people only got the clothes on their back here.
Hi.
You need work? Talk with the Mariner. Lord knows she's always carrying on about something. Half of you know this already, but something so big. I can't ask people to keep it secret any longer. The rumor is true. One of our agents has made it inside the Institute.
Is this what Tinker Tom was working on?
Yes, Tom's work is related, but the device and the assembly was the Wanderer's doing. After the device was assembled, she made it inside the Institute, and then back out.
Where is the Institute?
We're not sure exactly. Best guess is that it's somewhere under the old CIT. But they've been using a teleportation device to get in and out, so it could be anywhere.
What did she find out?
I know you all have questions, but I've said everything I'm going to. But know this, the ops you're planning and running now are the most important of our lives. We have a chance at rescuing more synths than we ever dreamed of. So get it done. We've got an emergency. Glory spotted a courser near Dayton Safe House. Normally, we go to ground at the first sign of a courser. We hide deep, we hide long, until we know we're safe. But we can't abandon your infiltration of the Institute. So we're staying.
All that if you spot a single courser?
It sounds extreme, but we've paid dearly for that bit of wisdom. Every time a courser is spotted, death and destruction follows.
Go on.
It gets worse. Ticonderoga Safe House has gone dark, and I need you to check it out. Hopefully this is a milk run. But if you do find a courser there, kill it. If there's no survivors, then your cover remains intact.
Is this really worth risking my cover?
Glory needs to evacuate Dayton, and you're the only other heavy we have. And if we don't use you now, soon there won't be any railroad left.
I'll head out.
Good luck. Glory, pick your team.
I could use the dock.
Heads up, Tom's got more goodies
Done.
in stock.
Grab anything you need from Tinker Tom.
Anything?
It's not open season yet, but take what you need.
Oh, I will.
Everyone, we may have to evac on a moment's notice. Stay alert.
Make sure you're never followed. It's all I'll ask.
Commencing recurrence analysis using de Broglie method.
Ham.
All processes are busy.
You really walked the Freedom Trail. By yourself.
Hey there. Good to see you again. Have you been able to confirm those stories about a group of synths up north?
I met a synth. Calls himself Dima. He's trying to create a community up north for synths.
Really? That's amazing. I've never heard of this Dima. He sounds like our kind of guy. Synth. You know what I mean. Do they need our help? Can we establish some formal communications with them?
What sort of help could the railroad offer?
We're stretched thin on supplies, but we could try and send them whatever we can spare. Beyond that, well, it'd be enough to know we have some place we can send synths looking for a way out of the Commonwealth. So, what do you think?
They're not the most trusting folks. I'll talk to them and find out if there's anything they need.
Please do. It would be enough just... Look, I'll head up north as soon as I can. If we can talk face to face with these synths, it's a good start. Thanks, Whisper. This could make a huge difference for us.
Hey.
Hey there. Thanks again for the information. I'll get up north as soon as I can.
I'm very busy. Unless you need my...
Gonna pass.
Fine.
Glad you're with us.
X-927's order. Whoever or whatever you are, you are out there.
Wouldn't want it going to waste now, would we?
Cut the power. Now!
There's something out there.
Checking, and please lower your weapon.
Detection system must be on the fritz.
Stealth capabilities. Sensors fascinating. Operational.
I don't think we're alone.
Someone's coming. Your survival
Not exactly subtle.
engaging. Eliminating all hostiles.
Oh, shit. What's that? That's one way to get the pumping. Seems awful risky hiding out on the top floor of a skyscraper. The only quick escape is a jump.
hostile sensor reading detected. Engaging target.
Someone's coming.
Deacon's record is the best.
Ticonderoga was wiped out by coursers. No survivors.
All hands lost? God damn it, that's not the news I wanted to hear. Now we're in a race. Can we free the synths before the Institute wipes us out?
There must be some way to slow them down.
All non-essential operations have already been shut down. Unless we abandon the synths we've pledged to protect, there's nothing more we can do. With Tycon down, we're short-handed. If you could spare time from your primary mission, the others could probably use some help.
Desdemona.
High-Rise was a good man. So many good men.
Got a
With
lot of
coursers
synths in play right now.
If
Makes
you
things
get a
really
mission to
dangerous.
protect the synth, come armed to the team.
Glory.
I iced the coursers before they found Dean. This time, at least. Coursers are in the field. Your life and mine just went to shit. Would it kill them to let me know mission specs before the dead drop? Just once?
Hey, Doc.
I
Thanks
suppose
again
you're
for
here
the
for my medical
information.
services.
I'll get up north as soon as I can.
Not right now.
All right. Excuse me.
Recalibrating using new data set.
Ham.
Analyzing. Solving for theta n when I approaches probability bounds.
You a Geiger counter doing cartwheels too?
Welcome back. It needs some refinement, but I think we can consider my serum a qualified success.
This is a qualified success?
There were some side effects to the process. I seem to have hair again, and I've retained some muscle mass. The genetic resequencer needs more work. Still, I take your point. This is a significant advance, but only for one strain of FEV. It will take years, perhaps decades, to generalize my formula. Still, you have my gratitude. You're welcome to make use of my lab. Or help yourself to any of this junk, if you want it. In the meantime, I have a lot of experiments to run. Excuse me.
Hey there.
Sorry, I'm rather busy right now. Did you need something?
Protect and serve.
Alan. Just stop this.
This ain't some innocent, Avery. This is a damn saboteur. Those condensers down by the freshwater. The storm didn't take them out. She did. Shetty Mike spotted her.
But the children...
It's like I've been saying. The children of Adam are out to kill us all. This here saboteur meant to cut us off from food and water. Punishment is pretty clear, Captain.
Do what you must.
Yeah! Children bastards!
You were right, Alan.
Now will you listen to sense? The children of Adam need to be wiped clean off this island.
You've had your blood today. I can't stomach any more of it. All of you. Show's over. Go home.
Alan?
You here for trade?
Mainlanders don't last long on the island.
Avery.
I hope the harbor's being good to you.
Heading out?
Got everything you need?
Well, I've got my gun, my drink, and my wits. That's all I've ever needed. Time to get moving, then?
Not yet. Just...
Right.
I wish we still had the staff to keep up this area of the hotel. It's in quite a state of disrepair. I should warn you, some of the other hotel guests are a bit, rowdy. I was forced to defend myself when a few became a bit handsy, shall we say. The registered patrons are in a more exclusive area of the hotel, though, and do not associate with this sort of rabble. Shall we be off?
What do you mean the other patrons are rowdy?
I had not been in this part of the hotel for some time. Perhaps there is some sort of sporting event that has them agitated. Several of them tried to grab me and, well, their clothing was certainly not suitable for polite company. Shall we be off?
I'm gonna look around here first.
Very well. We can commence into the hotel as soon as you are ready.
What do you mean, the other patrons?
I had not been in
What?
several of them. Shall we be off?
Yeah. Let's go.
Very good. This way. Drat. The elevators seem to be out of order on this level. We'll have to take
Cannibal. Don't underestimate us again. They're here somewhere.
That's it.
Something out there.
Got it.
for good. Maybe break its sweat. Not that it's an option.
Nice.
Watch your step. Bit of a mess in here. Watch your step. Bit of a mess in here.
Going up. Basement.
This elevator leads to the exclusive area of the hotel. You should feel quite privileged that they will be allowing you in. After you, the elevator is right there. After you, the elevator is right there.
well. This place just got a little more interesting.
Greetings! Welcome to Vault 118, your home away from home, underground. Are you the detective we sent for?
It's me, Pearl. I've returned with the investigator.
Let me just get the door for you.
Go ahead, detective. Go ahead, detective.
Well, it's about time the police sent someone out to investigate. We have many important residents, and they're very worried.
What happened? Who died?
It's Mr. Parker, the primary owner and financier for the hotel. This is just a disaster. They're at the crime scene again.
Sounds like trouble.
Don't they realize?
This place is closed off. One of them is the murderer.
Dreadful to think it, but I suppose...
Let's talk about my compensation first.
Very well. Consider this a retainer. They're at the crime scene again.
Sounds like trouble.
Don't they realize that they're going to disturb the evidence? You'd better come with me, detective.
I shall return to my workstation and allow you to take things from here.
What the hell do you think you're doing? This is a crime scene.
Do you not see the glory of the thing? The artistry.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Excuse me?
Ezra, you have outdone
Something to say?
yourself. Oh, this is your finest work. There is more emotion in his death than most have had in their entire lives.
Our friend is dead, Mr. Avita. Have you no respect?
I just say that at least he had the decency to make a spectacle of it. There is nothing.
Please, if I may.
That's what this
I
is
could
to
just
you.
have your...
What happened?
It's Mr. Parker, the primary owner and financier for the hotel. This is just a disaster. They're at the crime scene again.
Sounds like trouble.
Don't they realize that they're going to disturb the evidence? You'd better come with me,
I
detective.
shall return to my workstation and allow you to take things from here.
What the hell do you think you're doing? This is a crime scene. What the hell is wrong with you?
Excuse me?
Ezra, you have outdone yourself. This is your finest work. There is more emotion in his death than most have had in their entire lives.
Everything Our friend is dead, Mr. Avita. Have you no respect?
I'm just saying that at least he had the decency to make a spectacle of it. There is nothing worse
Please,
than
if I may.
That's what
I
this is
could
to
just
you?
have your attention.
You're sick.
I'm sorry for shouting. But the detective has arrived and shall begin the investigation henceforth. Please return to your rooms until the detective has examined the crime scene and had a chance to come speak with you. Have a look at the crime scene for clues. When you're ready, we can discuss your findings. You are free to question the residents, but their safety is our priority. So unless you have solid evidence, I would avoid accusations.
Protect and serve.
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
Your residents are robots.
Not robots, Detective. Well, not exactly, anyway. I believe the term they use is robo-brain. Back before the war, the residents decided the best way to wait it out was to put their brains inside robotic chassis. Was there anything else?
Your residents are robots.
Not robots, Detective. Back before the war, the residents decided the best way to... Was there anything else?
I'm not sure where I should start.
I suppose you should try to figure out how he died, and then who had the means and motive to kill him. Once you have enough evidence, then I suppose you'll need to confront the killer. Was there anything else?
Tell me about the victim.
Mr. Ezra Parker was the primary owner and financier for the hotel. He had vast experience managing venture projects around the world. It was his idea to have our premier clients become investors in the vault section of the hotel. He worked with Vault Tech to have this built to their every specification. Was there anything else?
Never mind.
I'll be here should you need me.
Hey.
Go ahead. Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Your thoughts?
Always another case?
Your thoughts?
You picked me up in Vault 114. There are really over 100 of these things?
Your thoughts?
Who do you think
That's all.
All right.
Is this blood? Looks like the brain enclosure was smashed. Hell yeah. A baseball bat? Huh. What's this doing here? Red paint? This isn't blood. It's red paint.
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
That's not blood around the body. It's red paint.
Mr. Santiago would definitely have red paint, but surely he wouldn't have... Would he? This is just terrible, Detective. Was there anything else?
I found the murder weapon.
Oh no. That's the bat from Mr. McKinney's movie. You don't think he could be involved, do you? I can't imagine him ever doing such a thing. Was there anything else?
Never mind.
I'll be here, should you...
Shut up. Can't pick this.
That sure doesn't look like it came in with us.
Protect and serve. Protect and serve.
The detective's life isn't an easy one, but it rarely lacks for excitement.
Hello, Detective. Did you need something? Need to restock on hunting or fishing supplies?
Did you have any thoughts on the case?
I'm afraid not, Detective. We're really at a loss, which is why I was sent to find you. Looking for a gift to bring.
What have you got?
Keepsakes, hunting equipment, and a variety of small personal items. Forgot a personal item at home.
Let's see what you have.
All of our items have that rustic Maine feel.
Well, if it isn't the long arm of the law. Tell me, are you a devotee of the arts? Does that cruel muse call you to her entrapping bosom?
Art is life. Without it, we are no different than animals.
Perhaps, if all we are is a sentience floating in a suit of flesh, or metal, I suppose, then art is the only true communion with the world. Come with me. Tell me, what does this piece say to you?
It's about composition, the balance of colors and emotions, and the struggle to maintain internal order.
Indeed. This was the last piece I did in a series of portraits of Gilda. Number 1378. Her emotional landscape is superimposed on the portrait. The reality of the subject is distorted as the ego attempts to project itself. This way. Tell me, what does this one say to you?
It's the war! Bombs from every direction. No up or down. The world turned on its head.
I suppose in a way it must be. Art shapes the world, and the world shapes art in return. All art must therefore be constantly reborn through the lens of contextual and historic interpretation. We must ascend. And what about this one? And please be honest, for art without honesty is just politics.
It's cute, I guess. Some people like that kind of thing.
More than you would imagine. Truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym, of course. This series has made...
It's a metaphor. A young...
Intriguing. The mind...
It's cute, I guess. Some people like that kind of thing.
More than you would imagine. Truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym, of course. This series has made more money than any of my serious works. And I did the whole thing as a lark. What does that tell you about the value of art to the common man? Ah, my fellow...
It's cute, I guess. Some people like that kind of...
More than you would imagine. Truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym, of course. This series has made more money than any of my serious works. And I did the whole thing as a lark. What does that tell you about the value of art to the common man? My fellow connoisseur of the...
What? Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
The person you should be looking at is Juliana Riggs. That Philistine would not know art from her own excrement. She and Ezra had a rather dramatic fight recently. You could hear her banshee screeches all the way across the hotel.
What were Juliana and Ezra arguing about?
I don't know. I was painting at the time and I was trying to block it out. Though I bet Gilda probably heard them. Maybe you should check with her.
Did you have any...
The person you should be looking... She and Ezra...
Did you have any thoughts about...
The person you should be... She and Ezra had a...
I found red paint at the crime scene. Know anything about that?
No, actually. Ezra borrowed my last cannon. now I can't find it.
It sounds like you've done a lot of paintings of Gilda. Why her?
Our Gilda is a very singular creature, Detective. Do you not see this water veil from within her? I have never met another who clings to life so tenaciously, who lives so in the moment. I must admit I was quite smitten with her for a time.
You're still in love with Gilda, aren't you?
So what if I am? What business is it of yours? She deserves someone who truly understands her ephemeral beauty, not a brute actor.
Maybe later.
Good. I hope...
Hello, Mr. Whiskers. Who's a pretty kitty?
Juliana, Mr. Whiskers died last month. This is Scruffy. Remember?
Oh, of course. Silly me.
Just let me have a look at the neural interface matrix, and I'm sure I can clear that.
No, it's not that. I've just caught another cold. Probably something that got in when they sent Pearl out.
Oh, God. Not this again. Last month you were convinced you had the measles.
You're not a doctor. What would you even know about it? Besides, I think it may be malaria.
First of all, I am a doctor.
Yes, but not a real doctor. Robotics isn't an actual medical degree.
Secondly, I've told you time and again, you can't get sick inside the suit. It's not physically possible.
I know when I'm getting sick, Bert. Now why don't you just wander off and play in your lab? Mr. Scruffy and I are going to rewrite the will, so he will get everything when I die because horrible Bert didn't believe me.
Oh, God, Juliana. Whatever.
Here.
I'm going to the lab. Hello, Detective. Did you need something?
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm a scientist. You've probably met my wife, Juliana, already. Not sure what else to say, really. Was there something else, Detective?
Tell me about your research.
Well, I was one of the leads on the team that created the first robo-brains, the precursors to our model. Most people don't find it all that interesting, and I'd rather not bore you. Was there something else, Detective?
I'd like to hear more about your research.
Oh, wonderful. No one else here really wants to talk about it. Functionally, this model is more or less the same as the previous versions I worked on, but without the neural inhibitor and the reconditioning. The voice modulator seems to have some minor issues interfacing with the neural matrix, which can add some moodiness. But that's easily solved with regular tune-ups. Was there something else, Detective?
I'd like to hear more about your research.
I'm afraid that's really all I should say about it. I mean, it is still classified, but I wanted to help with the investigation. Was there...
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
Oh, well, that's not really my field of expertise, but I'm sure there are probably some clues at the crime scene. Was there something else, Detective?
Did you have any thoughts about...
Oh, well, that's not... Was there something else, Detective?
I heard that Juliana and Ezra had an argument a few days before he was found dead. Tell me about that.
Well, I was in my lab at the time, so I didn't hear it. but Juliana has always been rather critical of Mr. Parker. I think she found something in the Overseer's office. I wasn't listening when she told me about it. I kind of had my head in my research. I don't know, really. I try to let her handle all the money stuff. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Robobrains have a voice modulator? Tell me about that.
That's what allows us to recreate our original voices. They can mimic any normal human voice, actually. I've speculated for some time that the issues we had with our recruited subjects is due to the brain attempting to preserve a sense of self. Maintaining our original voices helps reinforce the neural network, sort of like playing music for an Alzheimer patient. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Maybe later.
Very well, I'll just...
Uh-huh.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
Tell me we don't need to find something in here, because that may take a while.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Juliana Riggs, heiress to the Riggs fortune and wife of Bert Riggs. I'm not sure what else you expected, Detective.
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
If you ask me, it's one of those actors. Or that horrible painter. Their type is always the cause of violence.
I heard you had a big fight with Ezra a few days ago. Care to explain?
Oh, well, it wasn't that big a deal, really. He wanted more money to pay for repairs on the hotel. I wasn't feeling well that day and lashed out a bit at the poor man. I really should have listened to him more.
What's with all the junk in here?
These are our things. We're just waiting till the war blows over so we can bring them back to the mansion.
Maybe later.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective.
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
Better than that.
You think I'm stupid? I saw the way he looked at you. You gonna tell me that's nothing?
It wasn't like that. We were friends. He helped me out of a tight spot or two is all.
I couldn't stand by like some pasty-faced Percy while he put the moves on my best girl.
But now the law is on our tail. What are we going to do?
Come away with me. Let's leave this dark hole of a city behind. We can be in Buenos Aires by tomorrow.
Oh, I want to believe you, I do, but they'll never let us go.
Then we'll make our stand here. I've got a gun for each of us.
No. The line is, then we'll make our stand here. 2 lovers together with a bullet for each of them.
Oh, God. Why can't I ever get that line? Forget it. I can't do this right now.
Ugh, fine. I'm going to the beach.
Hello, Detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
It's obviously Santiago. He keeps going back to look at the crime scene.
I found your baseball bat at the crime scene. Care to explain how it got there?
Someone is clearly trying to frame me for the murder. It's probably Santiago. You saw him skulking around the crime scene.
What were you and Gilda talking about when I walked in?
Oh, we were just rehearsing a scene. Nothing to worry about.
Maybe later.
Okay. Just let me know.
There's a lot of people out here could use a hand.
Excellent.
Sure don't make them like they used to.
Isn't the brave detective. I haven't seen someone with a body like that in far, far too long.
Can we talk about the murder?
Oh, boo, you're no fun. I suppose we can talk about the case, unless you'd rather hear some stories from my acting career.
Tell me something.
Perhaps if we were better... Care to hear some of my
I had some questions.
Perhaps if we were...
Oh, you're not so bad yourself.
You should have seen me before all this. Red hair that was the envy of every girl and legs for days, darling. I'm sure you'd rather hear some of my stories from the silver screen rather than talk about that nasty murder business.
Can you answer some questions?
Sure, darling. What did you need?
Tell me about yourself.
My favorite subject. Simply put, darling, I'm the greatest actress in the world. When this international scuffle blows over, I shall return to the silver screen and lead the world to a new golden age of cinema. Did you need something else?
Apparently, Juliana had a big argument with Ezra a few days before he died. Did you happen to overhear any of the conversation?
Oh, yes. I haven't seen a woman go off like that since Teresa Dubois fired her costume designer. But to get back to your question, it was fever pitch, Detective. She had apparently gone to the Overseer's office to check on the state of things and found it in horrible disrepair. But, and this is where it gets interesting, it sounded like she found something that really set her off. Couldn't hear what, though. Did you need something else?
Did you have any thoughts about...
Well, it is a bit strange how obsessed Santiago has been with the murder. I mean, he's always been a bit obsessive, though. He did a whole series of paintings of me, hundreds. Said I was his muse. It was flattering for a while, but the man is a bit much. Even for me. Did you need something else?
I found Keith's baseball bat at the scene of the murder. Any thoughts on how it got there?
I don't know, Detective. I can't really imagine Keith killing Ezra. Did you need something else?
Never mind.
I'll be around. Hello again, Detective. Here for my acting stories, I assume.
Tell me something.
Sure, darling.
I've gotten the impression you've had an affair with Santiago.
Look, I love Keith, I do. But sometimes he just can't give me the attention I need. A girl gets lonely, Detective. It only lasted a few dozen years. The man's a bit much, even for me. Did you need something else?
What were you and Keith talking about when I came in?
Oh, that? We were rehearsing. Gotta stay sharp before going to rebuild Hollywood. But Keith always gets flustered when he's upset. Did you need something else?
Maybe later.
I'll be around. Hello again, Detective. Here for mine.
All right.
Keith and I first met when we acted together in Empire on the Nile. It was a period piece, huge production budget. He played Mark Antony, and I, of course, played Cleopatra. Ooh, how I hated that black hair, though. Sean Holzman, he was the director, you see. Well, he threw the most lavish set parties. They were absolutely bacchanalian. Did you need something else?
Never mind.
I'll be around.
Uh-huh.
Hey there, Tiger. Here for more stories about my acting career, or something else?
Sure.
He'll deny ever saying it, but Keith once told me he caught Vince Natali and Sergio Amore together at a nightclub in a compromising situation. Did you need something else?
Never mind.
I'll be around, languishing from your inattention. Hey there, Tiger. Here for more stories.
That'd be great.
Did you know that I was supposed to star in Love Set Sail? The only reason that bitch Vera got the part is because her uncle was the producer. Did you need something else?
Never mind.
I'll be around. Hey there, Tiger. Here for more stories.
Yeah, all right.
Did you know that while filming Night of the Fishman's Return, Cynthia Marsh had the most terrible allergic reaction to the fishman suit? More than half the scenes had to be done with her stunt double, and that stunt double ended up having an affair with her co-star. Did you need something else?
Never mind.
I'll be around.
Blah, blah, blah.
Hey there, Tiger. Here for more.
All right.
I used to do musicals back when they were in fashion. The Beautiful Cigar Girl, Wagons on the Plain, A Woman of the Royal Navy. They were ever so much fun. Did you need something else?
Never mind.
I'll be around. Hey there, Tiger. Here for more.
Sure.
Did you know they were thinking of making a TV show of the Silver Shroud? Between you and me, Keith's agent had an inside track to get him the role. Did you need something else?
Never mind.
I'll be around.
Whatever.
Hey there, Tiger. Here for more.
Sure.
I used to do musicals back. They were. Did you?
Uh-huh. Maybe later.
I'll be around. Hey there, Tiger. Here for more.
I must say, you're quite the actress.
What can I say? It just comes naturally. Surely you must be here for my salacious stories of the silver screen.
Have you ever done radio? Your voice is quite enchanting.
Well, darling, play your cards right, and maybe I'll whisper some sweet nothings in your ear. Care to hear some of my stories, Detective?
I must say, I've known flesh and blood girls who aren't half the woman you are.
Keep it up, Tiger, and we'll find out if you can handle how much woman I am. Surely you must be here for my salacious stories of the silver screen.
Why don't we grab a bottle of wine and go watch the sunset?
Sounds good, Detective. That was great, Detective, but we probably shouldn't make a habit of this. Catch you later, Tiger. Hey there, Tiger. Here for more.
I had some questions to ask.
Sure, darling.
Never mind.
I'll be around.
Hello, Detective. How can I help? Did you have...
Never mind.
Okay. Just let me know how I can help.
Progress on construction of the second wing of the...
Sounds like Ezra was embezzling from his investors.
Progress on construction of the second wing of the vault is completely stalled. Once the premier area of the vault had been completed, funding seems to have been cut off. My supervisors have informed me that they haven't received payment from Mr. Parker, and Vault-Tec won't pay out of pocket to continue construction. I've repeatedly approached Ezra about the finances, but he keeps telling me that Mrs. Riggs hasn't transferred the funds. However, when I asked her, Juliana said that she had just given Ezra extra for the gold paint in the rooms. I've hired an investigator to look for signs of embezzlement in a few weeks.
Hello, Detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the king?
Did you have any
It's obviously something.
Oh? Never mind.
Okay.
The detective's life isn't an easy one, but it rarely lacks for excitement.
Protect and serve.
My fellow connoisseur of the art.
I think you should explain why you keep returning to the crime scene.
It's for inspiration, Detective. The others do not like to think about it, but even we shall die someday. Like Prometheus' torch, it kindles within me the fire to create as much art as I can with the time that I have.
Never mind.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
There's evidence Ezra was embezzling from his investors.
Oh, well, I really don't believe that. Mr. Parker wouldn't do such a thing, I'm sure.
Never mind.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective. Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the...
Never mind.
Good luck catching the murderer.
Hello, Detective. Did you need something?
Have you noticed Juliana acting strangely lately?
Oh, well, I'm probably just being paranoid, but she's been so much more pleasant lately. I mean, it's been nice, but also a bit unnerving. Most people don't really understand us, but I always appreciated how she can just take charge of a situation. It's what allowed me to focus on my research. I'm worried something has happened to her. She doesn't seem like the same person. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
What do you mean? Juliana's not the same person.
My wife has always been a very harsh woman, Detective. I don't know who it is in our rooms, but that is not my wife, Detective. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Did you have any thoughts about...
I don't want to...
Really?
Hello again. Did you need something?
I'd like to hear more.
I don't want...
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous...
Did you have any thoughts about...
If you ask me, it's one of those act...
Maybe later.
Good luck, Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
I think you're the real murderer.
That's just silly, Detective. Why would I want to kill Mr. Parker?
Give it up. I know your secret, Juliana. Or should I say, Ezra?
Well, Detective, that's quite the claim.
It's a shame. I thought I could keep the ruse going a little longer. Oh, well. Had to end eventually, I suppose. This doesn't have to end in more violence, Detective. Just walk away. I'll leave, and you can tell them I escaped.
Why did you kill Juliana?
I hadn't planned on it, but Juliana figured out what I was doing and had to be dealt with swiftly. I thought I could get a bit more money out of this place before making my escape. What's it going to be, Detective? Join me in getting rich? Or die defending some outdated ideals?
Not a chance. Your murder spree stops here.
Then let us end this.
Welcome to your last. Coast looks clear. Well, ain't that a blast from the past?
Hey.
Do something for you?
Not a chance. Your murder spree stops here.
Then let us end this.
Funeral.
Hey.
Go ahead. Shouldn't take long.
Over here.
Count on it.
Move here.
Good plan.
Here.
Sure thing. I think that's out of reach. Hey, toss anything you can't haul my way.
Not a chance. You're...
Then...
Jump move. Lights out, please. That's when I thought we were getting along.
If I'm going to let you go...
Ah, so it's like that, eh? Fine.
Not a chance. Your murder spree stops here.
Then let us end.
Shouldn't take long.
Hey.
You're playing with the wrong sin. Here you go!
Hey.
You playing hide and seek?
Hey.
You're in for it now.
Commencing lawful use of deadly force.
Doing the world service.
I found the killer. It was Ezra. He killed Juliana and took her place to hide his tracks.
My word! I never thought Mr. Parker was capable of something like this. What happened when you confronted him?
Turns out Robo-Brains can eat, and I served him up a heaping helping of justice.
Well, bravo, I suppose. Here you are, Detective. Payment for your services and a bonus for uncovering such a heinous plot. I don't think we could have done it without you. Hello there! Ma'am?
Something sounded exciting, Detective. Ooh, something sounded exciting, Detective. Ooh, something sounded exciting, Detective.
What was all that about, Detective? What was all that about, Detective?
You think anyone actually felt like they were at the beach in here? Yeah, me neither.
Protect and serve.
Is everyone all right? Is everyone all right?
What was all that commotion? What was all that commotion?
Good day to you! Good day to you!
That was quite the commotion. Did you need something, Detective? Need to restock on hunting or fishing?
I don't need anything.
Perhaps another...
Going up. Ground floor.
hard times. Those feral ghouls come at you quick. Poor Petey learned that the hard way.
I wiped out the feral ghouls at the campground.
The hero of our saga returns triumphant. Ha ha! I bet the island didn't see that coming. It's only right you get paid for your troubles. Here's 200 caps for you.
I think I deserve more than that.
I suppose I could part with a little more. Here's another 100 caps. I've been thinking about what's next, and then it came to me. We all love our grandparents, don't we? Kind, gentle, doting, love to spoil you. You'd never want something awful to happen to them. Nobody would. That's why it broke my heart when I lost Grandpa George.
What happened to him?
He had a farm, little ways north of here. Lived a peaceful life, working the land and not causing anyone trouble. The island sent something after him. A huge monster, mean as spit, and with claws to snap steel beams. A fog crawler. Grandpa bravely stood his ground, a shotgun in his hands, holding off that terror while the farmhands fled back here. If you can take out that shellback devil, it'll send a message loud and clear that says the Daltons never forget when they've been wronged.
You're not really expecting me to avenge every single family member you've ever lost, are you?
No, only the ones the island killed. Some others died when their boat sank, but we can't exactly get revenge on the ocean, now can we? That's just great. Off you go then. The story's unfinished, and there's another chapter still to write.
Mrs. Dalton.
You give that fog crawler what for. Courtesy of the Daltons. Poor old Grandpa George. Torn apart by a fog crawler. The island hasn't got a shred of decency. You ask anyone in Far Harbor, they'll tell you Grandpa George was everybody's favorite.
Cassie.
You give that fog crawler what for. Courtesy of the Daltons.
Bring it on.
Old Lonzo knows what he's about.
There's a trail of blood.
Fresh meat crawling in from the fog. Don't care if it's Mirelurk or man.
What if it's a Mirelurk man? Hey, that would be a great...
Leave! Or die.
Ugh, they're cannibals?
We... survive.
I'm not looking for trouble. I just need to find someone, a young man with white hair. You help me, I'll leave.
Yeah. We found him. One of the fog's creatures already attacked him. He was bleeding out, but... you know, why waste the meat? Here. Well, what's left? Take it. Now go. Don't come back.
Hey.
You have what you wanted. Now go.
You're lucky we don't kill you, outsider.
Hey.
I hope the fog takes you, outsider. Boss is generous for now. Next time, we hunt.
Not that it's an option.
Good to see you again, brother. Prefer we keep it to just Nick and Dima for now.
Of course.
Dima?
Please work quickly. I don't know how long...
Blah, blah, blah. Your missing synth was jumped by cannibal trappers. He didn't survive.
That poor bastard. That synth came here to live in peace, and we failed him in the worst way possible. It's my fault. I should have gone out there to meet him. Damn it all. I'm glad we were able to bring some closure to the matter. You deserve this. And... shall we say 200 caps?
You said this wasn't the first time a synth has gone missing.
Of course not. For someone without weapons or field training, crossing this island is deadly. Thanks again for your help. Be safe out. Did you need something?
I'd like to help you all. Is there anything I...
You've already done enough. What? Did you need something?
Never mind.
All right.
Geiger counter doing cartwheels too?
Yes. Sweet.
Wouldn't want it going to waste now, would we?
What's that?
Yes, we're not.
Got it.
You been to the tannery? You find my tools yet? Here are your tools. A fair bit of luck running into you. Here's your reward. Well earned. And now to work on the hull.
Mariner.
All manner of good I can do with those tools. All manner of good I can do with those tools.
A lot of people only got the clothes
Hey,
on their back
Alan.
here.
You need some firepower?
Show me what you got.
Make it fast.
specimen. Despite our friendly town doing its best to chase you out, you keep helping us ingrates all the same. I got to ask, why do you keep at it?
Does it really matter?
I suppose not. Most folk here are set in their ways, yes? It makes no difference how hard you try to get in good with them. Heck, it took my family 3 generations before the Daltons would sell us a heel of bread. But there's a way. A downright insane way, mind you. You can turn even the most stubborn fool around.
Why are some harbormen so hostile to outsiders?
Most of the folk on this rock believe they've been given the God-given right to walk here. The way I figure it, if you got the moxie to survive, you earned your place.
I'll hear you out.
In olden times, leaders were chosen by something called the Captain's Dance. Legends say the toughest, meanest, and outright craziest hopefuls would chum the waters and lure out the worst the island could throw at them. Once the would-be captain killed the Mirelurk Queen, or Fog Crawler, or what have you, they'd invite the whole island to feast off the bounty. You do this, well, you won't be made captain, but you'll earn respect. Everyone's respect.
So, if we throw this dance, it'll really change their minds.
The dance hasn't been done in living memory. Some people think the tradition is dead, but its history is soaked deep in this island. You do it, and it'll turn heads for certain.
Why are you helping me?
My job is to heal people, and not just from the physical type of injuries. The island's in trouble like it's never been, and you might, just might, be the medicine we desperately need.
I'm ready to become a legend, then.
You what? You crack me up. There's an old Mirelurk feasting grounds by Emmett's Causeway, a treacherous stretch along the coast. Go there and throw any kind of meat you got into the water. All that blood and viscera will be sure to attract attention. And then wait. I'll make sure there's a witness or two. Prove to the rest of these clods you belong.
Don't let the island catch you off guard. Buy my guns.
I hope the harbor's being good to you.
I have to go.
Be well.
Fresh shipment in. All your medical and food needs. How can the bait shop help you?
That up, big boy.
Heard about those.